Hello guys, Sergey here with another rant on the positioning. So my setup improved compared to the previous time. Now I have flowers. I also have a chalkboard, not the whiteboard, still borrowed from my kids, but I think it's even cooler. So what we will be discussing today is how to find focus in your business. You can't read that because it's upside down. So let me change that. How to find focus in your business through positioning. Thank you guys for all your feedback I got from you from my first live. I was quite nervous back then, so I'm happy how it turned out. So this is my second one. Should be less nervous, but still looking forward for your comments below. So the theme for today is focus and why and how positioning actually directly connected to the focus in your business. I stumbled upon a nice phrase during my research from one of my potential customers, and she said, knowing your customers is about knowing what to do. And it really enlightened me because I realized indeed, like, if you don't know your customers, if you don't know what drives them, what motivates them, what do they need, you have no clue what to do. So I looked back at my business experiences and with experiences with my clients, and I realized that indeed whenever business owners didn't know what to focus on, what to do in their business, how to grow, when they were confused about various strategies, it mostly was because they didn't understand their customers, or they had number of various customers that were not related to each other, and basically one customer was telling them to go in one direction while another one was taking them in completely opposite direction. And that's really what creates most of the problems. When you don't know your customers, you don't know what to do. You try to please everyone and you end up pleasing no one. So that's what we will be discussing today, really quick, not too long. We also have one positioning breakdown from one of our viewers that was submitted after the previous live stream. So by the way, that's what I plan to do. We'll be breaking down your positionings in these lives, so feel free to message me or comment the positioning the best way you understand it, and then we will break it down live with you. Okay, so thank you, Simo. Hi, Simo. I will be in the office soon. How to find focus in your business through positioning. Again, very fancy rush. So really quick, I will remind you about my positioning framework. For more details, you can refer to my first live from a few days ago. Positioning. So positioning in my world consists out of three main areas. The first area is your target market. Target market. This is the most generic definition. It can be demographics, it can be firmographics, when you say it's a size firm of 5,000 to 3,000 people, which goes beyond what you can possibly serve. This target market can consist out of millions of people, thousands of firms. But this is your initial focus. This out of all the universe you have out there, this is where your attention goes initially. We can view these circles as little zoom-ins one by one. The second part of the positioning is ideal customer. Ideal customer, the better definition, maybe I have to just switch it, is not the ideal customer, but ideal stage of your target market. So basically in your target market there are millions of companies, millions of individuals, but then only particular kind of those individuals can fit your ideal customer, the customer that will benefit the most from your service. So in our quest to build profitable businesses, we don't have to focus on everyone. We just need to focus on that particular kind. And the last part that defines your positioning is actually your service. Your service. So what do you actually do for these ideal customers from this target market? Altogether, this creates the magic niche, the niche that everyone talks so much about, that so generic in most of the definitions and most of the dictionaries that no one has any clue what you actually have to do. And the magic of this graph, why I have to make it so complicated and draw some kind of weird circles, is because the transformation and the positioning is not happening here, here, or here. It's not even happening here. Where the positioning is happening, it's in the transformation that you promise to your customers, to your ideal clients, with your services, because they are here and they have certain kind of aspirations. So from the current stage where they are at, you promise them their ideal stage where they can be. So for example, if you are providing travel services, your current customers, ideal customers, they want to go somewhere, but that's not what the problem they have. The problem they have is their aspiration to relax, aspiration to travel somewhere. So this transformation is what you are focusing on in your copy, in your website, in your marketing, in your sales efforts. And coming back to the title of this live stream, how to find focus through this, once you know this, it will be really easy for you to understand what to do next. For me, I have this done for my positioning, and all I have to do if I am short on content or if I'm not sure what to do next to grow my practice, I just open this and I look, this is my positioning, this is what excites my audience. Okay, with no further ado, I know that you guys were quite interested in my to be part of this live stream, to break down your cases. So the first case that we will break down is coming from Gary, all the way from Oregon, USA. Hi Gary, I see you are online, so you can feel free to comment if I misunderstand or misinterpret your request. So let me just set it up in a way where I see the comments. So Gary here wants to launch a service for the retirement to basically help them understand what to do after their retirement. So the problem here apparently is that a lot of people are excited about their retirement. They work their life to enjoy finally this moment to relax and take all the benefits of their hard work over all these years. But then after some time, probably after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years of having this flexibility, they feel kind of lost, because they go from the stage of highly desired people in the workplace to people who just on their own, no one actually can, no one demands anything from them, and it's a good thing, but probably they feel lost because of that. So Gary actually made my life a bit easier, because he submitted his positioning statement already in this format, which is amazing. So let me tell you what he says, and then we will decide how we can improve it even further. So let's call this case rocking in your 60s. Can we call it this? In 60s. Excuse me for my handwriting. It's really horrible, but we are good. Yeah. Target market. So age 50 plus man who recently retired, 6 months to 2 years. So 50 plus man. Okay, this is good. So target market, this is exactly what it is. It's the most generic definition of the people you want to serve. So you can't really go more generic than this. This is quite specific. 50 plus is the age you can easily target on Facebook, for example, if you want to do ads and you identify out of all the people on the street who are 50 plus, more or less. So this part is good. Ideal client. So the stage in their journey. So these people who just retired in their 50s. So ideal client doesn't know what he wants to do and has been through the fun part of the first years or so of retirement, but is bored and has no path set for himself. So basically we can say that bored. So the ideal client is bored and excitement faded off. Gone. Yeah, so they feel a bit down. They maybe there is even kind of depression coming in. So this is the first part. I know you can't read anything probably, but this is more for me than for you, and also to understand how this all ties together. Now, then Gary writes, our service, reorientation with the growth mindset coaching. So let's just, for the sake of space, mindset coaching. And talking him through the process similar to yours that gets him excited about the clear path ahead. So creating a new path, we can say. Okay. So far so good. I think again, because this already was submitted in this format, it makes it super easy. I even asked Gary, okay, Gary, do you feel like this format really helped you to come up with something new, or it simply clarified your thought process? So that's what Gary said. Okay, there was no amazing insight out of it, but seeing it in one place really helped me to already understand where to go. Now, we have one piece of puzzle that is missing, and it's this part. So what the outcome, what is the desired state of this ideal customer? So currently they are bored, currently they're excited, their excitement is gone, but what do they want? So their aspirations. So their aspirations, their outcomes that they're looking for, clarifying what they want to accomplish with their new phase in life, roadmap on how to get to where he defines and wants to go, and seeing the path, big picture for his new life. Okay, so aspiration, a roadmap, the new path, and clarity on the new phase. Okay, it's not bad. Guys, let me know in the comments how is it going. Is it keeping you engaged or not at all? So from here we already can see that we can see the path for this person. So they're in their 50s, they're retired, enjoyed already a couple of years, a little bit bored now, or maybe not a little bit, quite bored, and they want to move to this stage where they have clarity on where do they want to go. And to do this, you want to provide them the service of mindset coaching and creating a new path. Okay, so now let's discuss what is still missing from here, or maybe it is good to go. I would say it's quite developed, because I think first of all for Gary it comes from his own heart. He is probably in the shoes of his ideal customer, so that's why quite a lot of points here are well defined. Sometimes when you target the market that you are slightly aware of, or maybe you're not aware at all, you just think that you want to serve the market, you of course need to spend quite a lot of time to get into this mindset of your ideal customer. So for Gary it's more or less clear. So I think this part is perfect, this part is perfect. So what we can improve is the aspiration part and the service part. How so? Aspiration part. So in aspiration, Gary talks a lot about the outcomes in terms of his services. So a roadmap. I don't think anyone wants a roadmap. For example, when you drive a car, you don't really need. You don't want a GPS. Like, you don't want GPS. What you want to get to the point where you're going. Right? GPS is just the way to understand the road. You can also achieve this by having a passenger who knows the road, by having the analog map, or by reading the signs. So GPS is just one. So roadmap is not really a good aspiration to talk. So I would say one of the aspirations should be so the destination. So is it creating a new hobby? Is it creating a new income stream to keep you busy, not so much for making money? So that's because in a lot of cases when we talk about outcomes and aspirations, we tend to think that customers' aspirations are in wanting our service, which is of course not true, because our service is just the vehicle that gets them from here to here. The new path. Okay, the new path. I would say again, it's more about the destination in the mind of the customer. So the new path is a bit generic this way as well. So I would also give the same comment like above. So what exactly, like how can you visualize, make it visual for them, how this new life will look like for them. So now they're bored, now the excitement is gone. So the picture you have to paint for their aspiration is a picture of excitement, a picture of engagement. So is it investing more time in their grandchildren, or something like something tangible, something that they can visualize? That's what real aspiration is. And clarity. Okay, so clarity is good, because indeed sometimes you don't have clarity, and again, explaining that they can gain clarity through your service can be really beneficial. So now we know that in their aspiration you have to be more visual, more descriptive from the customer's perspective, because this looks a lot like it comes from your service perspective. So really turn it around and let's call for now aspiration exciting hobby. And I understand that this can be only one way to achieve this type of outcome, but let's be at that for now. So their aspirations, they're bored, their excitement is gone. So what they want to achieve, they want to get an exciting hobby. Now, in terms of your service, mindset coaching, creating new paths, so that these are elements of your service. But first, we also need to have this kind of overarching umbrella that helps them to understand how from bored they go to the excitement. And mindset coaching is again probably the vehicle. to achieve this, which is good. But we can be, again, more descriptive. So a step-by-step process to get from bored to excited. For example, again, these are just top of my mind, not the best version, but your service, to make it easy for customer to understand, is step-by-step process to get from bored to excited. And step by step. And by doing so, it's now much easier for your customers to understand what is it in it for them. From bored to excited, step-by-step process. Quite clear and easy to comprehend. So we have a transformation from bored to excited. We have the vehicle, step-by-step process. Now, mindset coaching and the new path is just part of these, but they're not the things that your customers want to buy. Okay, again, you can't read anything probably, but hopefully my verbal definition helps you to understand. How we can improve this even further. Now, I think it's good to go. And again, considering that Gary is probably from the target market he's looking to serve, he already knows a lot of things. What do we do with this now to have this focus that I was talking about? And the answer is market research. Again, don't think about the market research like you have to hire an agency or that you have to go into the library and have a gazillion books open and making notes. No, market research is really simple. Market research is all about making sure that whatever you put on this board actually exists, and also to enrich this with more insights, because this is the core. But the devil is in details, right? So we need to enrich it through our market research. So our market research is all about putting yourself in your customer's shoes. So now you imagine yourself being a retired man and feeling a bit bored. So what would you do? We live in 21st century, so probably the first thing you will do is go online and search, okay, what kind of solutions do I have? What other people are talking about? Do I go for meetups or things like that? So you take this kind of overall statement that we came up here. So I am a 50+ retiree, and I'm bored and I want to be excited again. What do I do? This long unstructured sentence, just plug it in Google search and press enter. You will be surprised. Google is a smart thing, right? So they will remove all the junk from your sentence and they will really focus on things that matter. A retired man, bored to excited, and they will suggest you a lot of articles. So then you just go through these articles one by one. You see how customers, your potential customers, are currently solving this problem for you, and not for you, for themselves. And then you take notes. You take notes of the words they use, additional problems. So now we will enrich our ideal customer profile, because you will see, for example, that maybe they also have spouse problems, that their relationship is all of a sudden a bit shaky, or they can't get in touch with their children or grandchildren. There is an age gap. So you will kind of see more and more problems that your ideal customers are experiencing. You will start getting in their mindset. Also, you will see where are they having all these discussions? Are these forums? Are these Facebook groups? Are these simply YouTube videos? Are these offline meetups? You never know until you really start stepping into your mindset of your customers. So you enrich this, And this way you also will have more understanding of what kind of aspirations your customers are having, and based on this your service becomes also much more comprehensive. And all of a sudden all the outreach, all the content, all the website copy, all the sales efforts are much more clearer, because you understand, okay, this is what my customers care about. If I can solve these problems for them, then they will definitely have no objections for me to serve them. Okay, was it clear or not? Please let me know in the comments. Feel free to send me any message if you want to understand more about this process and how to gain this clarity and focus. But the main idea is, once you know your customer, you know what to do. This is the first step in the process of your understanding your customer. There are more steps to come after this, mainly market research and then how to transform it into something tangible for your customers. But this is really the core. In my business life, which is not super long but quite eventful, whenever I did something wrong was exactly because I didn't know who my customer was, what their desires were, what was driving them, or I just simply had too many customers. So for example, if this would have been a service to go from bored to excited with no without the age group, now we have completely different service, right? Because if it's for teenagers who are bored and want to get excited, it will be completely different service, a completely different set of problems, aspirations would be different. So this is really important to narrow down your target market, to narrow down your ideal customer, and based on that create your service. What I see a lot of people are doing, they go other way around. They have a service and then they try to retrofit everyone into that service. That's definitely the wrong way to do. You can't start this without a service, that's for sure. I also didn't see any successful stories like that either. But you need to have a generic understanding of what you want to do. Then you clarify it with this tool, and then we solidify it with further market research. At least that's what I do with my customers. And on that note, if you want to become one of them, just send me a PM and we can discuss how I can help you further. So that was it. I think we are done for today. So let me know in the comments, in the private messages, what do you think, what we can improve. Do you like the chalkboard, or should I go back to the whiteboard? There's nothing, unfortunately, I can do about my handwriting, so you just have to accept it. So see you later. Bye.